Welcome to the Tongnat Stadium in Ho Chi Minh City as the eastern section of the AFC Champions League group stages starts to draw to a close. It's the penultimate match for these two sides today as Sydney FC take on Jeonbuk Hyundai Motors. Sydney have picked up just 2 points from their games so far, while Jeonbuk Hyundai Motors, who have such a great tradition in this competition, the former winners, will be looking to go through to the round of 16. Here is the table as it stands. Yokohama F. Marinos won earlier on to move on to 12 points. Jeonbuk can't overtake them today, but they play each other on the final match day for top spot if they win today, of course. Sydney, an outside chance if they win both their final games, but they've got to rely on the teams above losing theirs and coming down to the head-to-head as they can only get to 8 points. Well, the fans that were here earlier to see HAGL have mostly departed, but one or two have stayed behind as they want to see another match. One or two Jeonbuk fans dotted around. I'm sure our Sydney friends will be in the main grandstand singing their heads off as usual. I think there's only about 3 of them, but they certainly make plenty of noise in the stands. It's not been the tournament really that Steve Corica wanted for his team. They drew their opening 2 matches, 0-0 against Jeonbuk and 1-1 against HAGL, but back-to-back defeats against Yokohama on match days 3 and 4. They didn't score in either of those 2 matches. Leaves them needing to just come up with something in the final 2 games. Adam Lafondra comes back in. We'll give you the team news soon. There are quite a few changes to the Sydney lineup. In fact, there's quite a few changes to both sides. At that stage where the teams have been playing every 3 days, so the squads are being rotated quite heavily by the respective coaches. The Western section, just to remind you and keep you up to date, was concluded last night, and the 8 teams that have made it through to the knockout stage from there: Al Hilal, the defending champions; Al Rayyan, becoming the first side from Qatar to go through in 2 seasons; Al Shabab, Fulad from Iran; Shabab Al Akli; Al Dahail, a second Qatari club. Only Al Sadd not making it through from Qatar this year. Al Faisli, the debutants from Saudi Arabia, and Uzbekistan's FC Nasaf go through for the first time as well. That goes into the draw on the 7th of July. Those Western section games won't be played until February though, but the Eastern section, which will always be, the draw will also be made on the 7th of July. They will play on the 18th to the 25th of August. To see who will go through to the final, but they've got a 6-month wait for the final, which is on the 19th of February 2023. Still 1 or 2 of the COVID protocols in place, hence the masks by the 4th officials, but as far as we're aware, it's been a tournament that's been conducted safely and no major issues for any of the teams, which is always good to see. It's been a tough couple of years for not just football, of course, but everybody around the world. But at least we get the fans back into the stadium now, creating a little bit of atmosphere when there's been local teams playing. We've had good atmosphere in some of the games. Yokohama Marinos fans were in earlier on, and of course HAGL had a packed stadium, even though their home stadium is 500 kilometres away from here. Are one of the big teams in Vietnam, so well supported wherever they play.
Ladies and gentlemen, please.
So we are just about ready to welcome the 2 teams. Sydney's best performance came in the qualifying match. They played FC Kaya from the Philippines and beat them by 5 goals to 0. Should have played Changchun Yatai in the second preliminary round, or the playoff round rather, but Changchun unable to fulfill the fixture, so it was a 3-0 win awarded to Sydney FC. So 0-0 when these sides met back on match day 1 on the 16th of April. 0-0, not really what's required for either team today, so both will be going in search of goals to finish as best they can in their final two matches. Jeonbuk will hope to go through at least as one of the best second-place teams, that mini-league table taking shape with the games running out. Well, they've been here every game so far, getting behind their team, and they'll need it today as well. Sydney, who are 8th in the A-League at the moment, almost at the end of the season. Jeonbuk Motors, very much the early days in the Korean leagues. Of course, leagues kicking off at different times. 4th for them. There's the Sydney lineup today. Shows 6 changes to the team that turned out on match day 4 against Yokohama. Adam Lafondra, one of those players to come back in. Mustafa Amini starts in midfield. Ninkovic also coming in. Lafondra, as you say, back in. Caceres, who's been impressive when he's been on song. Talbot back in at full back. And there's a first appearance for Liam McGing at centre-back. Abdul Rahman Al Jassim from Qatar is the referee. Ryan Grant, the captain for Sydney. And Hong Jun-ho, the captain for Jeonbuk, making his 4th start in 5 matches. Ryan Grant played in the last back. We think he'll switch over to... He played at left back in the last game, but with Talbot coming back in, it's more likely Grant will switch over to right back today. 224 appearances in the A-League for Sydney. Jeonbuk Motors, they make one more change than their opponents, 7 in total. We'll give you the players that remain, which is probably slightly easier. Kim Moon-wan stays at the back. The captain remains as well, Hong Jun-ho. Han Kyo-won, he stays in, as does Lee Sung-gi. That will be the formation. Iljachenko back in their starting lineup as well. Elvis Kamsoba's on the bench for Sydney, started the last match, as did Patrick Wood. And Gustavo among the substitutes for Jeonbuk. The Brazilian has made just 2 appearances so far, one of them coming off the bench. Andrew Redmayne has been a constant figure. 5 appearances, played every minute so far for Sydney. He's the only player to appear in every minute so far. So obviously the coaches rotating the squads with the games coming so close together. Stanislav Iljachenko is the striker there, just in conversation with the referee, the German. Adam Lafondra preparing to get things underway, was on loan at Mumbai last season. Scored 11 goals in 20 appearances in the Indian Super League. His former side had a great campaign. They finished 2nd in the Western section, won 2 matches, both against Air Force Club, becoming the first Indian side to win a game in the AFC Champions League after Goa last year drew 3 of theirs. It's kept just a 1 clean sheet so far. Andrew Redmayne, that was against Jeonbuk on the opening day. His opposite number, Lee Bum-soo, fared slightly better. He's only conceded 1 goal so far. That was in the last game against HAGL. Haven't scored more than 1 goal in their 3 matches. Well, their 4 matches, rather. 3 goals scored in 4 games for Jeonbuk Motors. They've built their success on being solid at the back. And that will be a big test for Sydney today as they try to get their first victory. First touch for Grant, who is indeed playing at right back. There's Donaki, another player who played in India last year with FC Goa. Talbot. Haven't seen Scott Jameson since the third game, the record appearance holder for Sydney. He's been down on the bench or not involved at all. May have picked up a slight knock, which is possibly why he's not appearing. Sungi. Bok Young back to Bum Su. First touch for the goalkeeper. Kyo Won. I'm not sure what happened there between. There was there was arms everywhere. It was just a flailing on from Talbot, which is a little bit naughty even at that stage of the game. He knows that Kyo Won's behind him, and he has had a swing out at him right in front of the assistant referee. Shake of the head from Callum Talbot. Steve Corica played for Marconi Stallions at the start of his career before going to Leicester Wolves and Sanfrecce Hiroshima. Finished his career with Sydney. Oh, he did get a yellow card, Talbot. Not the start he wanted inside the opening couple of moments. Second yellow card, so it means he'll miss the final group game. Just helped on by Narsingh Amini. Jeonbuk are the two-time AFC Champions League winners, of course, 2006. First side from East Asia to win the tournament at Homs in Syria. Second title in 2016. Beat Al Ain from the UAE in the final 3-2 on aggregate. It was when the finals used to be two-legged affairs. Donachie into Lafondra. Didn't have the best of games the last time he played out on Lafondra. 2 games ago, he was in the stands for the second Yokohama game. Hoping for better tonight. That's just in behind Caceres. Movement. It was Modo Barrow on the chase. Barrow, who's also appeared in every game, started 3 of the 5 now. Came in off the bench on 2 of them. No Australian teams played in the AFC Champions League last year, of course, again because of the travel restrictions and problems with COVID. Sydney were here in 2020 when they finished bottom of their group. Also finished 4th the year before in 2019 as well. On by Amini. That's Jeonbuk. Talbot. Narsingh. Over everybody in the middle. Kyo Won. Ilchichenko. Nice ball inside the fullback. There's only Modo Barrow in the middle. It is Barrow, took it down well. Blocked by Grant. Nice piece of skill that by Modo Barrow just to bring that one down. Possibly have thought about it volleying it first time, but opted to try and bring it under control. Kim Sang-sik is the Jeonbuk coach, replaced Jose Moraes in December 2020. 2 goals for the national team in 59 appearances for Kim Sang-sik. The player coming into the starting lineup today, Milos Ninkovic. Second start for the Serbian. Donaki's header. Amini. Lafondra. A heavy touch again from Adam Lafondra. He's quickly closed down there by Jung-ho. Played in England all his career until moving to Sydney 4 years ago. He was at lower leagues, Stockport, Reading, Rochdale, Cardiff, Bolton and Wolves. Scored a hat-trick back in April. He was in good form at the end of the A-League season. Got a hat-trick against Central Coast Mariners in April. Here is again Lafondra, looking to turn that one off to Caceres. Chase on here for Grant. Barrow will get there first, though, another former Reading player. Jin Sung. Another play by Caceres. Caceres was at Manchester City before joining Sydney. He joined initially on loan. He didn't play a first-team game for Manchester City. Miltichenko. Jung-ho. Young-Sun. Miltichenko trying to turn. Donachie was close behind him. This is Amini. He's got Narsing at one side, he's got Lafondra the other. Caceres. Jeonbuk just backed off him a little bit. Still couldn't get room for the shot. Grant. No height on the cross. Modo Barrow, still 0-0. Did win 3 in a row on the way to Vietnam, before coming to Vietnam, Jeonbuk Motors. 4-0 they won their previous game before the start of the tournament against Seongnam Ilhwa. Jung-ho, the captain, had a spell in Germany with FC Augsburg. Got through to the quarter-finals last season. Jeonbuk, they were beaten by their fellow Koreans, Ulsan Hyundai. Ulsan went on to be beaten by Pohang Steelers in the semi-finals. It was a dominant season for Korean sides last year. They have won more AFC Champions Leagues than any other nation, 12 of them. Japan are next with 7. There's Ninkovic. Ryan Grant played for Australia in a qualifier against Japan at the end of March. So the scenario here is a win for Jeonbuk would be clearly the best scenario, because it would take them back to a point behind Yokohama Marinos with a game to play. If they draw, they would need to beat Yokohama in the last game, and having already beaten them 1-0, they would go through at the top of the table on the head-to-head. So things do favour Jeonbuk at the moment, so a draw wouldn't be the worst result, but they would have to win their last game to make sure they go through as group winners. So they want to try and make sure that they can keep those permutations down to a minimum. That was Narsing's shot that was comfortably saved by Bum-Soo. Most of the groups in the eastern section, some have still got 2 games left. Most have only got 1 game to go now. There is a day off tomorrow, but there's still quite a lot to be decided. Still 1 or 2 results can go either way. No one, I don't think, is guaranteed a place in the round of 16 yet from the eastern section. It's all if, buts and maybes, because they formulate that mini league table for the second place teams. But the complication, of course, is the fact that Shanghai Port pulled out, so there is 1 group with only 3 teams in. That's Vissel Kobe, Kichi and Chiangrai United. So the way that they levelled it up with the second place teams is the result against the 4th place team in each group doesn't count in that group table. So when you look at that mini group table, effectively, each team will have played a game less at the end of the season, 5 rather than the 6. So it's a slightly complicated formation when teams do pull out, but it is obviously the fairest way to do it, playing less games. As it stands at the moment, Urawa Red Diamonds, Jeonbuk Hyundai Motors and Melbourne City would go through if the league finished at the precise moment in time. I think that will change, though. Ulsan Hyundai run the risk of missing out this year. But there will be lots of twists and turns to come on Saturday and Sunday in the final 2 rounds of matches. And then we'll have our full lineup of 16, and say that draw for the round of 16 on the 7th of July. Here's Grant's header. Amini. Narsing. That's the free kick. Talbot. Donachie. Grant. Amini. Caceres. Narsing. Shot was blocked. It was a half appeal for handball. I think he's run that over the line. That's a goal kick. Gathered by the keeper, but it already been run out by Anthony Narsing, the Dutchman. Another player who played in the Premier League in England for Swansea. Scored just 1 league goal in his time at the Liberty Stadium, a 2-1 win against Watford. Sides did meet in the 2020 AFC Champions League group stages. Jeonbuk won 1-0 in Korean Republic. It was 2-2 when the sides met in Sydney. Well, it was in Qatar, actually, wasn't it? It was the centralised venues, the first one played in Qatar in 2020. So Jeonbuk effectively winning the home game, and the away game was drawn. It's a similar scenario here. Even though we're playing at the same venue, it is the home and away fixtures. Sungi. Away by McGing. Looking for Barrow. He hooked that one back, I think. It stayed in play. I don't think the assistant referee was actually looking down the line. It came forward that quickly. Was adjudged to have been kept in by Barrow. Came to nothing in the middle, though. Young Sun. Jin Sung. Nice ball. Not properly cleared. Barrow. Jin Sung. Shot blocked by Grant for a corner. Good play by Jeonbuk. It's great to watch the Korean teams when they're in full flow. Technically, they're very good passers of the ball. Very good movement off the ball as well. Jeonbuk are no exception to that rule. One of the reasons they've had so much success in this competition. So Eastern sides have won 25 of the 40 editions. The Western section 12. The 3 editions that were won by Israeli clubs don't count in the terms of the history of the competition anymore. Seven titles and 12 titles and 7 runners-up for the Koreans. Japan have had 7 wins and 4 runners-up. Sungi. Young Sun. More good play. Shot from the narrow angle, and it's pushed away by Redmayne, straight to Kwon. Ki-won. Jin Sung. Another good ball in, got great bend on that. It was Kyo-won again that was coming in. Grant. Back by Lafondra. Lafondra again. Over the top for a Adam Lafondra hasn't really found his range in this tournament over the matches that he's played. It's his 4th start. Still looking for a first goal. 6 goals in 90 games in the A-League, and as I say, did get a hat-trick against Central Coast Mariners in April, so 3 goals in 18 matches. Bok Young back to Bum-Soo. Approaching the midway point of the first half, we're still awaiting our first shot on target from either side. Goes out off Amini. Jin Sung with a Jeonbuk throw. Yazbek. It's too high for Narsing, but it'll be kept alive here by Grant. There's Caceres trying to take that one down. Donachie. Yazbek. Amini. In towards Adam Lafondra again, but couldn't get a foot on the ball. Grant. Just went out of play, I think, before Jin Sung could guide the ball down the line. Narsing challenging with Jong Ho, but the referee gives the free kick away against Luciano Narsing. By Donachie again. This is Caceres. Amini. Jeonbuk. Now Grant. Amini. Fondra just bundled off the ball by Barrow. The foul's gone the other way, though. Jae-moon. Just too much on that one. Redmayne will just allow it to roll out of play. KO1 was trying to get on the end of it. Just the one start so far. 2 sub-appearances off the bench, or 2 starts now so for KO1. Jeonbuk's match winner from the last two, the goal scorer for the last 2 games, Son Min. He's only on the bench tonight, scored the winner against the Vietnamese side, HHEL, and then opened the scoring against the same opposition on match day 4 before they equalised to grab a point. Iljichenko has scored the only other goal that Jeonbuk have scored so far in their 4 games. Jae-moon. Jung-ho. Nodded down by Donachie. Is Jae-moon. Barrow. Young-sun. Iljichenko. Jung-ho. Moon-won. Not much in the possession stats at the moment. That's too high for Barrow. Jin-sung. Won back by Caceres. Referee does eventually give the foul for the foul on Anthony Caceres. Iljichenko. Caceres. Wide of the target once again. It's been a story, really, of Sydney's tournament so far. Just the 1 goal scored. That was Trent Bohagier, who scored with his first touch when coming off the bench against Juan Anzalai. I've won the record of K-League 8 times, Jeonbuk Motors. concentrated really since 2009 when they won their first, 4-time Korean Cup winners. K-League winners in 2021, which is what got them a place in this competition. And Fondra takes a knock in the back of Jin Song. His overall record for goal scoring at Sydney has been pretty good, Adam Fondra, 45 goals in 77 appearances. Just struggling to find his shooting touch at the moment, or his scoring touch even. That's Jeonbuk caught in possession, Barrow on the chase. Redmayne comes out, made a couple of mini errors in the last game. It just looked a little unsure at times when he came off his line, Andrew Redmayne. It's a bit more assured there to get the ball away. Here's Narsi. Jong-ho, still goalless then, 35 minutes played almost. It's been a fairly tame game so far. Another late challenge on, or foot left in rather, on Milos Ninkovic. 11 seasons at Dynamo Kiev for the Serbian, played over 100 games in Ukraine. ...173 appearances in the A-League now for the 37-year-old. Still feeling that one, a knock on the knee. Well, it was a stud on the knee from Sungi. It's a bit naughty, that was actually. The referee spotted that one. We did have a yellow card inside the first 2 minutes, that early yellow for Callum Talbot. Steve Corica wanting greater efforts from his team. I've got just 2 A-League games to go. Sydney, they're down in 8th place at the moment, just 8 wins from their 24 matches. They restart next week against Melbourne Victory before finishing the season on the 10th of May against Brisbane Roar. But it looks like it's going to be a disappointing campaign for Sydney this season. And most points they can get is 37. They could get as high as maybe 5th place in the table. Certainly not what they would have been hoping for this year. If you look at their record over the last 5 seasons, 3 wins and 2 second places. This will be could potentially be their worst league finish since 2015-16, unless they can get above 7th place. That's Caceres, now Narsing. I think that may have just gone out. In fact, the flag stays down. It all comes to nothing, though, for Luciano Narsing. Challenged by McGing. Seen for his start. It's his first game in 12 months for Liam McGing. 23-year-old. Amini. Grant. It's back to Donachie. Donachie. Grant. McGing. Just the one shot on target in the whole game. That came from Jeonbuk earlier on in the half. Nothing as yet from Sydney in terms of troubling bum soup. Here's Narsing. Headed away by Jin Sung. Grant. Back in Le Fondre! That's what he does best, Adam Le Fondre in front of goal. If you give him the service, he'll score goals. Just helped it on its way. And he gets his first goal of the group stages. And Sydney take the lead here by 1-0. It was a lovely ball back in, and Le Fondre just used the pace on it. Jin Sung didn't really get the distance on the clearance. And when Grant redelivered, that's brilliantly guided in by Adam Le Fondre to make it 1-0. Credit to Grant, though, for the ball. He got in front of his man, Le Fondre, which will be disappointing for the Korean defenders. But take nothing away from that finish. That is top finish from Adam Le Fondre. Good time to score as well. 5 minutes before half-time. Moon 1. Jae Moon. Narsing going back towards his own goal. Barrow. It's into no man's land. It's a poor ball. It'll be a throw to Sydney. And goal just seems to have knocked Jeonbuk out of their stride a little bit. Often can be the case. Adam Lafondra had a couple of stellar scoring seasons when he was back at Rotherham in the late 2009-10 season. Scored 48 goals in 2 seasons. Never managed to fully repeat that. He's gone into double figures a few times. Scored 20 for Sydney 3 seasons ago. ...35 years of age now, Adam Lafondra. He'll be back on defensive duty here, looking to try and keep the Jeonbuk's strikers quiet heading towards half-time. Trying to hold that line high at the moment. Nobody attacked it in the middle. Redmayne came and looked a little hesitant, the goalkeeper, but came to nothing in the end. Flick on by Lafondra. Narsing gives chase. Jin-sung just having a swing to try and clear it away and kick Caceres straight in the stomach. Don't think he knew he was there. Anthony Caceres. Oof. Painful. Just coming to apologise. Park Jin-sung did have a man sent off in the last game, Sonoda. It's a fairly innocuous-looking challenge. There was a little bit of confusion around as to why the foul had been given. He wrestled one of the HJO players off the ball.
Minutes of added time.
Couple of minutes to be added at the end of the first half. It's a free kick to Manchester City, to Sydney rather. Talking about Manchester City, the same colours. It's a Meany that will swing this one over. Yellow card for Jin-sung, by the way, which we didn't manage to see, but he has been booked. Second player in the book in the first half. Reminder that if it stays this way, with a Sydney win, Sydney would go on to 5 points. Jeonbuk would stay on 8. It would also mean that if Sydney were to win their last game and Jeonbuk lose theirs and they finish level on points, Sydney, because they drew 0-0 in the first game, Sydney would finish above Jeonbuk on the head-to-head and stand a potential of going through as a second-place team. But 8 points seems a little low for that scenario to happen, but stranger things have happened in the AFC Champions League. So we'll keep an eye on that as the games progress. lead here for the moment, though. Adam Lefondra's goal. Brilliant headed goal as well it was. Well, there goes a half-time whistle. Just the one goal to show for 45 minutes of action here at the Tongnat Stadium. Adam Lefondre with his first goal of the group stages, guiding the header in after Grant's cross in. Brilliantly, just helped it on its way, used the pace on it to put Steve Corica's side in front at half-time. Keeping alive a chance of finishing second in the group. Nothing Bumsu could do about the goal. It was guided beyond him. And because of that, it means we have that scoreline at half-time. Sydney FC 1, Jeonbuk Hyundai Motors 0. Welcome back to the Thong Nhat Stadium in Ho Chi Minh City in Vietnam. Jeonbuk Hyundai Motors are trailing by a goal to nil at half-time, and as a result it looks as though they're going to make a couple of changes at the start of the second half. Kim Jin-yu, he's one of those players that's going to come on. But there might be a triple change just looking there. Losing by, or trailing by a goal to nil, Adam Lefondre's flick header. Difference between the two sides. We are still waiting the arrival of Sydney for the second half. So the three players that will come on: Kim Jin-yu, Kim Jin-soo and Kim Bo-kyung, all about to make their entrance. We'll wait for the fourth official to get the boards going to tell us who's coming off. So Jin-gyu has played in 3 of the matches so far. Jin-soo had started all 4 prior to today, and Kim Bo-kyung had also played in all 4, 2 as a starter and 2 off the bench. So Jin-sung is one of those to come off for Jin-soo. Jin-gyu is on, didn't see the number that was held up there. We'll confirm those in a moment when they're just confirmed to us here, but 3 changes made then by Jeonbuk Hyundai Motors, of the 5 that they're allowed to make, of course. Nothing that Lee Bum-soo could do with the goal. It was guided beautifully beyond him by Adam Lefondre. Credit to the ball in, though, from Grant. So the other players that are going off are Young Sun, Sung-gi's also gone off as well, so those are the 3 players that make way. Jin-gyu, Bok-young and Jin-soo all coming on for the second half. So this does leave, as we were saying before half-time, this does leave Jeonbuk's future in terms of finishing second in the group in the balance. 8 points may not be enough. If we look at the groups, obviously there's a slight change got to be made. A row of Red Diamonds have already got 10 points. Melbourne have got 9, so in fact 8 points wouldn't be enough. So it would mean that Jeonbuk and Sydney would both miss out if they finish on 8. And straight into Donaki. Although there would be a slight adjustment, as we say, for playing the 4th place team in the group. So it is quite complicated with one group only having 3 teams. But suffice it to say, if you can get to 2nd place, you're giving yourself a chance. Well taken, comfortably taken by Andrew Redmayne. Ninkovic. Back to Caceres. Lafondra. Narsing. Lafondra just straight offside. Talbot. Luciano Narsing again. Jeonbuk. Donachie. Good football this from Sydney at the start of the second half. Up over the top again, the goalkeeper comes out and misses it. Takes out Adam Lafondra. Just misjudged that slightly Lee Bumsu. And now a chance for Jeonbuk at the other end. Mono Barrow! I think he was trying to play that into the path of Iljichenko. Good take by Andrew Redmayne. Well, it's been a good start by both sides to the second half. That was Jingyu playing it forward. Was that a penalty? There's big appeals as KOR went down. Talbot. Trying to go through Jong Ho. Talbot's out of position. KOR could be in behind here. McGing tries to get the challenge in. Good finish. Jeonbuk are back on level terms. And Talbot pressing forward allowed the space at the back for Han KOR to break through and get his first goal of the group stages. Very, very good finish. Got there before Andrew Redmayne. He held off the challenge that was coming behind him. It's 1-1. Lovely ball over the top. He was onside. It was McGing who tried to make the challenge. Completely missed it. Slipped beyond Redmayne by KOR. We're back to level terms. Jeonbuk need to win to keep alive their hopes of going through. Donachie with the free kick. That's a nice flick. Ready through by Bokyung. A late challenge by Jingyu. And a yellow card for the substitute who came on at half-time. Just overstretching and bringing down Amini.
Yellow card for player Kim Jin-yu, jersey number 97. Còn phải qua số điện thoại lại Kim Jin-yu nhận thẻ vàng.
Bokyung. Jung-ho. Nice ball inside. Kyo-won's in again here. Iljichenko couldn't get a foot on it. Better defending that time from Sydney. Kyo-won's made a brilliant start to the second half. Headed away by Grant. He's got up above Barrow. Jingyu. Bok-young. Barrow. Donucky's clearance just goes straight up in the air. Kyo-won challenging him. Jingyu. Angle ball in, which is straight into the midriff of Andrew Redmayne. Narsing. It's been a good competitive start to this second half. Flicked in by Ninkovic. Oh, it's bounced off. I think that came off the defender and hit the crossbar. But it's a real comedy of errors almost. Great ball in. It was Narsing that played the ball across. Steve Corica can afford a smile. In by Ninkovic. Narsing got the ball across and it's hit Bok-young in the chest and bounced off the crossbar. That would have been one of the strangest goals we've seen in this competition this season if it went in, but as it was, the ball bounced out. Throw into Jeonbuk Motors. As well as those two titles won by Jeonbuk Hyundai Motors, they were runners-up in 2011. Lost on penalties to Al Sadd in the final after a 2-2 draw. Another good ball in towards Lafondra. That was Moon Hwan that time getting in with a header. He's certainly proving more of an aerial threat than he is on the ground at the moment, Adam Lafondra. It was a great header to put his side in front, and he was challenging there. Side have won a corner. Flick on by Lafondra once again. Away by Jung-ho. Here's Barrow. Barrow with the throw. Did look a particularly legal throw, but gets away with it. So one or two dodgy throws in this competition over the last 3 weeks. Something not all referees pick up on. Some do, some don't. Bok Young. Jin Soo has just dropped into the centre-back position alongside Bok Young and Jung Ho. Coming on at half-time as one of those 3 substitutions. Jing Yu. Now Bok Young. Talbot. Amini. Advantage played by the referee. It was just caught the arm of Jung Ho. Giving the ball away cheaply both sides at the moment is Caceres. Won that back nicely. Into the path of Narsing. Great chance. Straight against the chest though of Bumsu. Hasn't had too many clear-cut goal-scoring opportunities. And Luciano Narsing. It's wide by Bok Young. Clumsy final ball. Here's that chance a moment or so ago from Luciano Narsing. He was in behind Bok Young, just trying to close him down, but straight at the chest of the goalkeeper. Either side could have been looking at 2-1, but not to be. Fondra just backing into Jung Ho. Stood his ground, captain. It'll be a free kick to Sydney. Anthony Caceres will take it. Bok Young had to get that right. There were 2 players converging behind him, Grant and Donachie. Another corner, though. A little bit of pressure from Sydney at the start of the second half. They got themselves in front, Narsing with that best chance of the second half so far. Steve Corica, who played 32 times for Australia. Anthony Caceres with the corner. Shot took a deflection. It was a big shout for handball. It might have been Jeonbuk who hit the shot. Talbot's throw. There is Jeonbuk. McGing. Now Donachie. Poor clearance again from Andrew Redmayne. Barrow. Couldn't keep it in play. Narsing. Got the ball from Caceres. Thought he should have been awarded a foul as well, but no free kick was given. This is Amini. Offside flag goes up.
Substitution for Jeonbuk FC. Player number 11.
So fourth change made by Jeonbuk. Barrow goes off, and it's the man who scored in the last two matches, Moon Soon-min, that comes on. See if he can come up with a bit of magic to try and get his side the 3 points here. Good cross, though, straight into the arms of Redmayne. Just needed to pull that one away from the goalkeeper a little bit, and there might have been a better chance on. Jeonbuk. Talbot. Important header away again by Jong Ho. Congested penalty here. Jeonbuk heads on. Bumps through the goalkeeper, though, with the call. Good block by Grant. Second chance to cross, maybe. I'll be wary of the threat that Sun-min has now. Is Uljachenko! Nobody picked him up in front of goal, and Jeonbuk Motors have turned this one around. It's a second goal of the group stages for Uljachenko. The German who scored in the 1-0 win against Yokohama. And now gets a goal here to put a smile on the face of his teammates. They brought Sun-min on, but he wasn't the threat. Jeonbuk just got away from McGinn. And once he did that, there was no other outcome. Just got the ball out of his feet, Uljachenko, and managed to guide it home.
Substitution for Sydney FC. Player number 10, Milos Ninkovic, replaced by player number 22, Max Burgess. Player number 16, Luciano Nassi, replaced by player number 27, Elvis Kausova. Player number 6, Mustafa Amini, replaced by player number 8, Paulo Rapture.
So 3 changes for Sydney while they were celebrating the goal. Retre, Burgess and Kamsoba are on. Here's Talbot. So Nikovic, Narsing and Amini have gone off. Kamsoba's looked lively in the games that he's come on. Caceres. Shot took a deflection, it'll be a corner. Steve Corica will be disappointed his side haven't held on to the lead. Jeonbuk giving themselves a better than good chance now of going through. Here's Sean-min. Brought down by Caceres, and that surely will be a yellow card for Anthony Caceres. More like a rugby tackle than a football tackle, that one. Caceres into the book. Gustavo being ready to come on here for Jeonbuk. Another striker looking for more goals. There was the goal from KOR, who is coming off now. Just evaded the challenge of McGing, who desperately tried to get the tackle in. That is his final action, so Gustavo will come on. Gustavo makes just a 3rd appearance in the group stages. Forward by Jong Ho. Seems to almost hit McGing, managed to stab the ball away. It had go down a plate for a throw. And towards Gustavo. Ilchichenko. That's a clever little flick to find Bok-young. Overhit it slightly underside of the bar. Brilliant header. Still it's on there. Sun-min went for the overhead. Well, they're so close to a 3rd goal. Sun Min it was that went for the acrobatic, but the header that hit the underside of the bar. Brilliant piece of play from Iljichenko. Bullet header from Jin-Soo, getting forward from full back. Dangerous play from Sun Min. Is Lafondra. Retro. Bok-young. 17 minutes to go. Jeonbuk, having trailed 1-0 at half-time, have turned it around in the second half. Offside flag against Jin-Soo, who had that header a moment or so ago that clattered off the underside of the bar. Palo Retre coming on. He's played in all 5 games so far, 3 from the start, 2 off the bench now. Jung-ho. Moon-Hwan. To Iljichenko. It's a lovely ball, it was perfectly weighted. Flags up again for offside though against the German. Tried to, I think he may have just been, camera just a little bit behind. The linesman thought long and hard before putting the flag up. Comes Soba. Caceres has just gone down in the centre. One game to go for both sides. Sydney play HAGL in their final match. Well, it'll be a top-of-the-table shootout between Yokohama Marinos and Jeonbuk Hyundai Motors on Sunday. Another Sydney attack comes to nothing. Max Burgess. As it stands at the moment, Jeonbuk are extending their unbeaten record in the group to 5 games, 3 wins and 2 draws. Very good form they've been in this competition so far. It's the first time they've scored more than 1 goal in a match as well. Gustavo. Happy to come short and get the ball back. Jong-ho. Jae-moon. Nicely kept in by Jin-soo. Soo-min. That's a good run. Redmayne's coming there at the angle. Doesn't get there. And Gustavo stabs home to make it 3-1. And surely now Jeonbuk Motors are keeping alive their chances of making it through to the round of 16. Brilliant play. Gustavo gets his first goal of the group stage. It was a surging run from Jin-soo. The two substitutes combining. Lovely ball from Iljichenko. Nice little chip back, and simple as you like for Gustavo. It's a great goal. Really well created by Jeonbuk Motors. And Sydney have no answer. Jin-soo's looked lively since coming on, had that header that hit the underside of the bar. And now he creates the goal for Gustavo. And next time he plays in the J-League, he will create his own little piece of history, because it will be his 100th J-League appearance for Jeonbuk Motors. Gustavo gets the goal. And Jeonbuk are heading for victory as we head towards the final 10 minutes here. Talbot. Burgess. Yazbek. Now Grant. Burgess. Climbing a penalty, Burgess, but he got back to his feet quickly to try and regain the ball. Sun-min. So difficult to possess, Sun-min. Very tricky character when he's on the ball. He's not the biggest in stature. There's Lafondra. Retre. Played through towards Cam Sober, but too much on it. Easy for Bumsu. Sun-min. Almost fed back to him by Iljichenko. Moon Hwan deflects off Donachie. Gone for the corner. Another chance here for Jeonbuk to try and extend their lead. 3-1 they lead. It's been a much better second half performance, inspired by those 3 changes at half-time. Bok-young, happy to go back to his goalkeeper now, just relieve the pressure. Ball over the top. Wood about to come on. Wallen goes off.
Substitution for AFC. Player number 35, Jeonbuk, replaced by Benjamin Wallen.
Benjamin Wallen comes on.
Anthony Gutierrez, replaced by player number 33, Patrick Wood.
Caceres has gone off as well to be replaced by Patrick Wood. Bok-young. So just to remind you of the league scenario with this, Jeonbuk Motors going on to 11 points, a point behind Yokohama Marinos. The significance of the win may not mean that they win the group. They do play Yokohama, as we've said in the last game. If they win, they will win the group and go through, but 11 points could well be good enough to go through as one of the best second-place teams. It's quite tight for the second-place teams in the Eastern section. There'll be 1 or 2 nerves around on Saturday and Sunday for the final group matches. But we should have a good idea on Sunday. The couple of groups finishing off on Saturday, so when they play on Sunday, they could well know what they need to achieve. Seung-min, just ghosting past Kamsoba, gets the ball back from Gustavo! Oh, inside of the post. It deserved a goal. Once again, Jeonbuk have played some attractive attacking football, and Seung-min and Gustavo combining. Gustavo wins the tackle. They've been a different side in the second half, the Koreans. So it's the substitutes that have really lifted them. Jin-soo, Seung-min, Gustavo. Bok-young. Jin-soo, Bok-young rather. Able to just slow the game down to their own pace now. Jeonbuk. Reminder, they fell behind in the first half. There's Moon Hwan. Gustavo, the target, is just over him. This time, thumbs up for the ball in. Here's that move again. Look at this for a lovely piece of interplay. Iljachenko, Gustavo rather, with that little flick, and then Seung-min off the foot of the post. It could have gone anywhere off the inside of the post. Went across the face of goal, or came out rather than going across the face of goal. Inches away from a third goal of an impressive group stage for Moon Sun-min. Jae-moon fouled. Inside the final couple of minutes now here at the Tongnat Stadium. Burgess. Talbot. Now Donachie. Flick off towards Lafondra. Wood won't get there. Break on again. Sun-min. Iljachenko and Gustavo through the middle. No need to take any chances. They don't need another goal particularly. Just keep possession, and we'll find out the stoppage time in a moment. Be 3 or 4 minutes, I would imagine, that they've got to see out the clock here, Jeonbuk. The last 2 games in the group, we've already mentioned the Jeonbuk Yokohama match to decide who's going to win the group. The other match between HHEL and Sydney will decide who finishes bottom of the group.
There will be 3 minutes of added time. Hai trận đấu có 3 phút bù giờ.
3 minutes added time. Wood. Chance for Burgess. Wood. They've got one back. And it's the substitute, Patrick Wood. May have come a little too late as we've entered stoppage time here, but Patrick Wood, who hasn't scored since Boxing Day, gets a goal to reduce the deficit to 3-2. It was Patrick Wood, by the way, not Jeonbuk, that scored. Jeonbuk was the man running back with the ball. Yeah, good finish from Wood. Burgess couldn't finish. It looked for a moment as if they'd get the tackle in. Bok Young collided with his goalkeeper, and it was a bit of a comedy of errors at the back. And the referee's waved a play on. I think there was probably a handball in there. Yes, there was a handball as well, so a good advantage played by the referee. Would have pulled that back for a penalty had they not scored. Had that incident in the Mumbai game the other night. Yeah, there's the handball from Bok Young. So the referee played the advantage, and Wood took advantage to make it 3-2. Grant. Tackled by Kamsoba. If that goal had come 5 minutes earlier, it could have been a nervous few minutes for Jeonbuk, but the fact we've only got 2 minutes to play, we've played that too. It's just a question of what they had on for the celebration. Sun-min tries to get there ahead of Donachie. Talbot. There's Jeonbuk. Retre need to get this into the danger area. Grant, Kamsoba. Everybody back behind the ball for Jeonbuk. A goal now would be disastrous for them to concede, but I think they may have survived this. Sun Min just needs to run this one into the corner, maybe. He runs it out of play. It's a Sydney throw. Referee's had a check of the watch. There's a player down. Talbot. Good header. Just wide from Kamsoba. It came off Bok Young, I think, or Bok Young rather. Look for a second if Kamsoba was going to get up highest there for Steve Corica's side. Headed away from in front of goal, and there goes the full-time whistle. Jeonbuk have held on to go a point behind Yokohama at the top. It was an entertaining match, in particularly the second half. Adam Lefondre put Sydney in front. Kyo-won made it 1-1. Iljachenko made it 2-1. Gustavo made it 3-1. And then, right at the end, Patrick Wood pulled one back. Lefondre's goal at the start counted for nothing. They hit the inside of the post, they hit the bar, Jin Soo and Sun Min. But a much better second half from Jeonbuk Hyundai Motors. Iljachenko on the score sheet. And a good performance. Gustavo came on and played his part in that second half. And they are still in with a chance. They go into a shootout with the leaders to see who finishes top on Sunday against Yokohama. A win for Jeonbuk, they will finish top, and Yokohama would have to rely on finishing second, but the amount of points that both teams have should be enough to see them through. But anything can happen. An entertaining game here at the Tongnat Stadium has finished. Sydney FC 2, Jeonbuk Hyundai Motors 3.